Good morning, viewers, and welcome to Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood. And we're kind of damp and cool today. A little bit of rain coming down. Gonna stay in the garage. Yeah, there we go. We got the fire going. That's all right. That's cool. So we've got to have the fire going. And I've already taken 2 pieces of wood out of the stuff that I put here yesterday. Oh boy, I just got a vicious circle in there. Hey, I'm going to see if I can look at that. I guess I'm inside day today, so we'll see what we get into with that. I'm going to focus on getting this cover off the engine and see if this is all full of dirt underneath here where the cylinder is. I don't know if you can hear the hissing there or not. See down at the bottom of this log here, right there. The water is a coming in. And the other one too. I'll recheck the video and see what the moisture level was in them. I can't remember, but I think it was 21 or something like that. But anyway, I'll recheck. Alright, I just had a re-look at the video, and this piece measured at 22.1, and that piece over there measured at 21.7. It's kind of amazing that there's that much stuff coming out of them. Anyway, they'll burn, that's for sure. Alright, on with the show. This is it. Yeah, we'll change from tractors to wood, back to tractors again. We'll see if we can get this top off here and see if there's anything in that cylinder fins. I've got my studio light on there. Look at that, eh? I've got an extra little flashlight that I'm going to use in some parts of the, so you can see down the sides. I don't have any good light down by the sides, so I just finished being a plumber, actually. I had a couple of taps leaking in the kitchen there, so for 2 years. Holy heck, I can't seem to keep up with anything. Anyway, I went to the store the other day and bought some new valves for the new taps or whatever they are for the thing. Where am I going to put that so I don't lose it? Yeah. I get the funny feeling I should get myself a little plastic thing to put this stuff in. I think that is what I'm going to do. Just hang on a second, I'll see if I can get out of here. Alright, I'm back again, so I found myself a little plastic tray, and I had to get a ratchet here to see if I can get these bolts down here. These are tight. Not good at all. Tried them with the wrench and it was nasty. Not good. Not good. And you can't really get in there to put any lubricant. So I'll put a little bit of PB blaster on there, so we'll see if it might soak its way in through, but I kind of do. never seen that type of a bolt that tight before on an engine. On this part of the engine anyway. Tight. So far, and tightens up again. So while I'm struggling with this, I might as well tell you a little bit about this tractor, I guess. This tractor was used commercially at a tourist resort, motel, and cottages kind of a spot. And I don't know how many acres it cut, but it was used to cut an awful lot of grass. So we bought a new one, which was basically the same as this one. And they continued to cut the grass with it. So they didn't need this one anymore. So we were there doing some work on the propane system. And the fellow that ran the mower, we kind of knew him a little bit or something, I forget now. Anyway, he wondered if one of us wanted this mower. So we decided to load it up and take it home. And the other fellow didn't want it, so I took it, I guess. So anyway, it had a flat tire on the front, and I'm not sure what else was wrong with it. Not sure if it wouldn't go or if it, I can't remember now. Anyway, I got it home here. It didn't take me long to get it to run and that motor going. So I fixed the tire. I might have fixed a couple other little things. There was something with the deck. The belts weren't tight enough or something. And I was able to get another spring on down there somewhere to help put more tension on the belts. And that worked. So I used it for a fair amount of time for cutting grass, actually. And, you know, usually would service it up and all that kind of stuff. When I was using it a lot, the guy that operated it at the resort, he always had it greased up because you could see the fresh red grease coming out in places. So he obviously was keeping it up. And, well, I think we got one or it broke off, one or the other. That's not good. Didn't break off, but I'm not tearing the threads in it. I don't know if you can see that or not. Yeah. Well, I got myself a little plastic bucket to put the stuff in. Anyway, yeah, he always took care of it, so but I don't know how long the machine was at the resort. But anyway, I got it and I used it. And, you know, over time you change and you get into other tractors or something. Or I did anyway. Just hobby for me. It's kind of. I think this one is going to come out now. it's sort of fun to take a different tractor every now and again just to do something. If you get sick and tired of cutting the grass with one tractor, you take another one and it's not quite as sick and tiring. There's another one. That one came out not too bad. A little bit of tear on the thread there, but yeah, we'll be putting anti-seize on that, that's for sure. Okay, now I gotta find a wag. There's a wag. Yeah, but anyway, it was a commercially used tractor for cutting acres of grass. But I don't know how long they had it for, but I would say they had it for a while. All right, I think we're going to move around to the other side now. Anyway, we talk about mice getting into things. Well, the varmints get into them, that's for sure. That is for sure. Yeah, there's another one over here. The Sir Dave's favorite tractor right there beside us. I had that stored in the mini barn over on my land one year in a little tiny barn, and I went to get it going the next year. It wouldn't even turn over. The varmints got into it and plugged up the flywheel completely. New varmints. So that was quite a job to get that cleared out, because you just don't take the top cover off. It's a whole different ball game with that engine over there. Yeah, but anyway, that tractor, Sir Dave's favorite tractor, was kind of in the time of when most of the manufacturers were doing it, trying to make the tractors quieter because people didn't like the noise. So they began to put side covers on tractors, and most of them did that. John Deere did it, Ford did it. Massey Ferguson did it. All in around the mid-70s into the 80s they did that. And on Sir Dave's favorite tractor here, on the inside of the side panels was a blanket of insulation. That was a great thing for the varmints to get a hold of, and they drug it all in behind the flywheel on Sir Dave's favorite tractor. Well, I'm telling you, I had some job trying to get that stuff in, and I never really got it all out until I had to take the engine out to put rings and stuff in it, and then I got it all in. There was stuff everywhere, in the cooling fins, in the flywheel, in behind the flywheel. It was everywhere. And they had a perfect source, just not even have to get out of the tractor. Go right to the inside of the side panels and grab a hold of the insulation that was there and stuff the flywheel with the junk. So there's a little story for you. All right, we're back at it again. All right, so I got that off. There's two quarter bolts to hold that on. So I'm not sure why. We'll see if the other part will come out. Anyway, that just covers the top of the starter. Let's see if this comes off. There we go. As Brock would say, is there anybody home? Any critters in there? Holy cats, look at that. No wonder it was overheating. I'll get you another view. Oh dear. Yeah, no wonder it was overheating. No, I wouldn't have thought of that. Jumping. Not too wise, am I? Left it like that for 2 or 3 years or more. Wondering why it was overheating. Oh boy. All right, let's see. Hopefully there's nobody home. Look at that. Oh boy. Yeah. Plugged up solid. And an on the wires too, look. Just lucky it runs. All right, I'm gonna get something to try and clean that out with. All right, we got her outside here now. We'll give her a little blast. All right, so it looks like this little piece here, that bolt came out, broke off. And luckily I found it on the floor, so I'm going to see if I can what do you call it? JB weld it back on, yeah. And I found a new bolt for it. That one there. Well, I suppose I could put the die onto that, I suppose. Anyway, we'll see. All right, she's all back together here now. Or not quite, I guess, but what did I do? Oh yeah, that aluminum part where the bolt goes into that broke. I put some JB weld on that, so I'll have to wait till tomorrow until that's dry. And then I'll take the tap and lightly tap it, hopefully. And then I'll put the bolt back in. So I got that all together. I tried to tap these back bolts, but couldn't get tap in there. No room. So anyway, I put the anti-seize to them. I'll put the anti-seize to the other one I put in tomorrow. I kind of cleaned up that stuff down there, the starter cover and the oil chute and things like that. And so she's ready to go running. Oh, I fixed up the wire that was in there too. And I checked the coil to the magnet distance, and yeah, so she should run a lot cooler now. Jumping's that awful. Here I am supposedly in the small engine stuff, and I never even figured that out. Oh well, just makes you wonder some days what you're thinking, or not thinking, I guess. So I guess that's going to be it for this Friday video. Today is what? What is today? '25th of April already. Holy cats. So, it's time to call it a day, shut everything down, and say goodnight, Irene. Anyway, have a great day wherever you're at, whatever you're doing. And we'll be chatting with you again soon.